children. My particular focus is on the educational system, those that are teaching our kids or in the classroom, and those who are making healthcare decisions for people. I don't want the bias and those who are celebrating the murder of a political class, a political side that they don't agree with. They should not be making medical decisions for others, and they should not be indoctrinating our kids. We look at Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old kid who self-admittedly murdered Charlie Kirk because he didn't like his opinions and thought he was full of hate. They're condoning this, they're endorsing this. He was radicalized, we believe, at school and in the education.
So here's the thing about him being radicalized. Okay, he grew up in a MAGA, he went to school, he radicalized. How about this? Are you actually missing out on a possible factor? You're leaving out the part where he's actually in a MAGA family, possibly even a religious family, and then Mormon, right? And then now you're leaving out the part where he's gay. He's a white male, MAGA family, Mormons, and he's gay. Now, again, there's arguments about people saying that if you're in a relationship with a man transitioning into a woman, then you're not gay because you're what? Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not getting into that debate. Okay. What I'm talking about today is that, he's with this current male. So I would say he's in the LGBTQIA plus group, right? Demographic. So you're talking about a guy in the LGBTQIA plus. It's getting like a long acronym. But I'll just say LGBTQ. But when I say that, I'm including I and A. Okay, plus. So now you're getting into, did he actually have to go to school and be radicalized, or maybe just based on his own sexuality, his own gender identity, sexual orientation? Because I don't know 100% of what he, identifies as, or for his identity and pronouns. But what I will say is that he appears to be obviously he's in a relationship with a transgender, a man that's transitioning into a woman. So here we have, did he have to go to school to figure out this, or was he born this way? Because people are born gay. So he's born this way. That's his life. He probably has been hiding it, and then eventually told his family. Maybe the family don't, So how we actually consider, or have you considered, that it's not about being on the left or the right or any political affiliation, but maybe his sexuality, and he feels like Charlie Kirk is full of hate towards homosexuals and transgenders. So it's not about left or right. It's about him feeling ostracized and hated because of his sexuality. And then there are gay people on the left and the right, on the far, in the left, right, far right, etc. There's gay people on all sides. So why isn't anyone talking about the possibility of him just saying that Charlie Kirk is full of hate because he feels like he's hateful towards the LGBTQIA plus community, and that's why it's personal to him because of his own lived experiences and him feeling like he's being hated, not by only Charlie Kirk, but a lot of people all across the world who are homophobic. So to address this is not to say the Democrats need to deal with some issue. It's to address the nation and the world on how can we deal with homophobia and people being homophobic and transphobic. And then on top of that, how can we deal with the world saying, hey, the way to handle issues is not with violence, but with your words. So people want to go back and forth with political parties and not actually addressing that the killer said that Charlie Kirk was filled with hate, and asking the killer, okay, what was so hateful? What do you think is hateful? And then saying, okay, maybe he thinks what's hateful is because he's white. So obviously he's not going to think it's race. Well, he could think it's still racist because, you know, you could think outside of yourself and be empathetic towards other communities. But he's actually one of the people that is affected by the hate speech of Charlie Kirk, and he's homosexual, living in the home and in a relationship with a transgender male, with a trans woman, like someone transitioned into a woman. Okay.